welcome to homecoming night at Maple Grove High School as a couple football teams looking to get back in the win column battle tonight. It's the Wayzata Trojans and the Maple Grove Crimson. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Bill Hunstock. And Bill, kind of uncharacteristic seasons for these teams so far. Wayzata coming in at 1-3. They've had some injuries and just haven't had a particularly strong year by their standards.
No, they're really not playing the kind of football that their coaching staff wants them to play, and they've made some mistakes. They've had some injuries. They've had some things that have kind of stacked up on them, so to speak, that it's made it a challenge for them to find where they're going to next. They're trying to take a next man up attitude, but they're really not sure who's going to be the one to step up, and that's hard to deal with.
Maple Grove did get off to a 2-0 start, but they now dropped 2 in a row. A close one to Edina last week to Eden Prairie. Their big thing has been mistakes. They've made a lot of mistakes, both penalty-wise and just execution-wise.
Yeah, Coach Lombardi said that, you know, they've made enough mistakes to lose a whole lot of games, and they've been killing themselves with penalties. They've cost themselves touchdowns. They've cost themselves big plays, turnovers, and things like that. And with the kind of competition you play, you can't afford to make mistakes. You can't afford to have 17 penalties in a game, and that's what has frustrated Coach Lombardi and his staff, is that they find new ways to make mistakes.
Wayzata is looking to unveil some new things a little bit offensively. We'll be interested to see. You look at it halfway through the year, that can be a good thing or a bad thing, and they're just going to try something new a little bit.
Absolutely. You want to find things during the course of the year that are going to keep the kids excited, keep them interested in what's going on, and making a wrinkle, making a change, adding a play here, adding a sequence there can really make a difference in how the kids view things. It energizes them, and it gives them a different attitude, and I think that's what Wayzata's coaches are hoping to do, is just give them a little bit of an extra spark, a little bit extra fire for that one game, so they can get that confidence and that swagger back.
All right, former Wayzata assistant Matt Lombardi, the head coach at Maple Grove. He's 2-0 against the Trojans, and his club will look to make it 3-0 as we kick off in just a moment here on 12 Sports.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Sweetie, this is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend.
Nice single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Welcome back here to a rapidly filling Maple Grove Crimson Stadium for homecoming night at Maple Grove as the Crimson take on Wayzata. Joining us from the sideline again this evening will be Allie Arlt. Let's go down to Allie.
Into this one, Wayzata knows that they're facing an uphill battle. The last few weeks, what they've been doing offensively hasn't been working. So tonight, it's time for a change. A very tight-lipped Coach Anderson won't explain to us exactly what those changes are, but he said they've been working on them in practice the last couple weeks. Tonight is the first night they will actually be implementing them in live game play. Now, on the other side of the ball, the Trojans know they have to stop Brad Davison. I asked Coach Anderson how they plan on doing that. He said, we need to stay on offense for as long as possible. As long as Davison doesn't have the ball in his hands, he is not a threat, guys.
Thanks, Allie, and good matchup between these two, but Wayzata has not been able to get it done against Maple Grove these last couple times since Coach Lombardi came over here. And, and even last year when Wayzata did go to the state quarterfinals, they were thumped pretty good. They lost 24-6 against Maple Grove at Wayzata, and the Crimson, of course, went all the way to the state semifinal round. So Wayzata won the toss but deferred, so Maple Grove will get the football first. Miles Johnson will be booting it away here for Wayzata. Hanscom waiting back deep for this one along with Kai Carlson. Hanscom will take it on the 2-yard line as he looks to get a block up that left side. Hanscom, the crowd roars a little bit. Nice open field tackle though by the kicker actually. Johnson getting down there. And so it will be Maple Grove football, first down and 10 at their 32-yard line as the aforementioned Brad Davison. He's had a good year, but they've maybe relied on him more than they would like. He's run the ball extremely effectively. Running it much more this year, but definitely a dual threat.
Well, the Maple Grove offense definitely goes through Brad Davison, and how he plays and what he does is going to be indicative of how this team goes.
Fakes the toss, wanted to go deep downfield, now checks down and will get a completion of about 7 or 8 yards as he's able to hook up out there with Eric Christensen as you look at the offensive lineup for the Crimson. Got about a 6-yard pickup on that first pass play. They wanted to go home run early there, looking deep downfield, but that was covered. Hands it off to Hanscom, and Wayzata gets there early. And they'll stack him up after very minimal gain, if any. It looks like he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage as you get a look at the defensive starters for Wayzata. Obviously, there's a twist. We talked a little bit about Matt Lombardi coming over here, but that's been 6 years now that he's come from Wayzata. But Lambert Brown was the AD here for a couple years at Maple Grove. He has now gone over to Wayzata as their assistant head coach and head coach in waiting. And he is going to get some opportunities against his old school here a little bit tonight. Third down, and up the middle goes Davison, falling backward for the first down out to about the 44-yard line. As there you get a look at Coach Lombardi. Said it's been, a fun year, but frustrating at times too. It's just one of those years where there sometimes in some games mistakes have kind of compounded. And he just feels like if we could play just a normal game without a lot of mental breakdowns and penalties, that we're not a bad football team.
Yeah, just relax and play. They've got good athletes. They've got good football players. The kids just need to relax and play.
From the 44, first down, and speaking of penalties, we will have one right here. Fumbles have also been a little bit of an issue for Maple Grove. He was talking about their game with Eden Prairie. They lost a touchdown to a penalty, and really a mental error kind of penalty. A receiver not on the line of scrimmage, so they had an illegal formation. They also fumbled the ball 2 or 3 times when they were in scoring, potential scoring territory, and those kind of things can really add up.
Yeah, you get inside the 20-yard line 6 times and come away with 1 score. That's a little bit tough.
Fakes the handoff, does Davison, and he has stood up and dropped. Wayzata defending that one quite well. It'll look as they didn't give up the edge there and forced him back, and wrapping him up there from behind.
Yeah, Daniel Herda and
Caleb Eugene there too got there.
Well, they really played discipline along the line there. He didn't get caught up inside with the inside fake. And were able to get back out and take that for a very short gain.
Yeah, it looks like he actually lost a yard on that play. Here's Davison looking to throw, firing, pass is complete. And they get that penalty yardage back and then some with Teddy Rash out to about the 47. Give him 8 or 9 on that completion.
It was a nice route by Teddy Rash to get himself open, show his numbers to Brad Davison, put the ball right on the money between two defenders. And to get a good chunky yardage, they really need to get a good shot here.
3rd and 8, Davison rolling left, fires, and it is complete. And it will be first down territory as he's able to hook up there with Jack Dugan, who has a cousin playing on the Wayzata team tonight.
That's interesting. Dugan makes a nice grab, gets upfield, pretty good order, gets the ball down inside the 40-yard line of Wayzata. Nice 3rd and long play.
On the 37 of the Trojans, first down here for Maple Grove. Handoff to Hanscom, and well blocked initially, and he's down inside the 30 before he is ridden down and finished off there. Ryan Moody coming up to make that stop. See where actually they'll spot it just short of the 30. I thought he had gotten a little bit inside.
He was further downfield, but still a very good first down play. 6-7 yards on first down is always good.
Hanscom takes the handoff again, struggling forward as he is wrapped up there by Eugene. And give him about 3 on that carry. Hanscom running hard. Eugene was almost driven backward a little bit, but he stood his ground, got his arms wrapped around him there, and at least neutralized him before help could arrive. So 3rd down and 1 coming up for Maple Grove. Opening drive of the ball game here. Had a big 3rd down conversion a moment ago. Davison will sneak it forward. Didn't get a ton, but he didn't need much either, and it looks like he should have enough for that first down. Yes, he does. It's a couple of yards and another first down here for the Crimson. Wayzata felt like they had played that one fairly well. Luke Cranny trying to signal that they had stopped him, but he look up the field and he realized, no, not quite. So at the 26, first down and 10 here for Maple Grove. A new set of downs for the Crimson as they are able to convert again. Davison looking, firing deep downfield, and that ball is going to be off the field of play. A little bit of hand fighting out there as he went for Kai Carlson, but that one was well covered. There was, as Cranny was back there, staying right with him. Not much of a window to get in there.
Yeah, he does a really good job. And Davison, right as he released the ball, took a pretty good shot. Got dumped on his back, and that probably affected the launch of the football to get, put it up in the air a little bit further than he wanted to.
Not a bad play, though, to stretch that defense and make them think about it, too. So 2nd down and 10 coming up now for Davison and crew. Good opening drive so far. Fakes the handoff. Davison now cutting it up. Met hard, but keeps on driving there as he had to run through the tackle of Cranny.
We got 2 Crannies on the defense. Luke and Andrew both in the secondary.
Gain of 8. They go to Hanscom, and Hanscom will have the first down as he drags a tackler with him there. See, hit met by the linebacker Justin Volk, but not able to get enough of him there.
No, Brad Davidson's a tough guy to tackle. It's 6'2", 6'4", 200 pounds, 205. He's a good long runner, and he gets pretty good momentum and makes a hard collision.
From the 13, Davison on the keeper, dancing his way down to near the 7-yard line. So another nice gainer after the last time Hanscom took it. This time Davison making the keeper, and give him about 5 here, spotted on the 8. Maple Grove trying to set the tone early as you get a look at the big student section here on homecoming night. Beautiful night too. Hanscom with the handoff. Hanscom hit hard right near the goal line, did not quite get in.
Oh.
He was knocked sideways, and he can't be more than about a half-yard short, I don't think here.
Looks like he gets all the way into the end zone. Wow.
Very close, maybe kind of skidded across.
His body was in the end zone, looked like, but he's right on the goal line. So it'll be first and goal from inside the 1.
Wouldn't bet against sneak here as they come to the line. They got a big, strong quarterback, as Bill said, and there is Brad Davison. He's going to lunge over the goal line, and he is, well, they haven't signaled yet. Maple Grove offensive line sure thinks he's got in. Boy, it was hard to imagine that he wasn't in, but.
Well, he got a good lunge. Looked like he went over the top and got in there. That's kind of surprising.
I didn't think there was even really that much doubt.
Oh, his elbow is on the goal line, and the ball is ahead of his elbow.
Yeah, Maple Grove will have to try again.
Not a great spot that time.
Going to do the same thing, reach the other way. They did not get nearly as much push this time. And this time it's going to be a touchdown, though. Davison able to fall his way. In fairness, it is really an imperfect science spotting that ball in that situation, too.
No, there's no doubt about that. And of course, the high school officials don't have the benefit of a replay. They've got to see it. They've got to, and what looks obvious to us from sitting up here and seeing it on film is not necessarily obvious on the sideline or in the field.
Andy Peterson on to attempt the extra point here for Maple Grove. And his kick is up, and it is good. So with 4:22 to go in the first quarter, Maple Grove 7 and Wayzata nothing is a nice march for the Crimson. You see, his lineman got submarined back into his legs, but Davison reaching out, and at that point again, it's anybody's guess. The official coming right down the line to see where he wound up.
Yeah. That was an adequate quarterback sneak to get it in the end zone, and it's really all that matters. But this is the way, obviously this is the way Maple Grove wanted to start the game. They wanted to put as much pressure on Wayzata right out of the gate as they can, and taking the opening kickoff, driving it. They didn't just score on a big play. They drove the ball down the field very methodically, and that puts a thought in the back of your opponent's mind as to, my gosh, this is the way they're starting. We better up our game right now.
Brendan Bluford, the middle deep man here for Wayzata. Blue, and it's going to go up on the right side at the 13-yard line, out over the 25 on the return for the Trojans. As the run back return handled by Cholik. So Wayzata will get the football for the first time here as their senior quarterback Gavin Baumgartner took over for a 3-year starter really in Jake Marsh.
Marsh had a nice career at Wayzata.
Well, now we're kind of intrigued to see what Wayzata is going to do. That might look a little different than what they often did. He's got Deshaun Cockrell in the backfield with him, along with an H-back foul. Handoff goes to Cockrell, and a decent gainer out over the 30 as he is wrestled to the turf at about the 32 as you get a look at the offensive unit for Wayzata.
And Deshaun Cockrell does a nice job of finding the seam, gets a good opening from his right side offensive lineman. He gets a pretty nice gain of about 6 yards.
Bryson Wilkins, the right guard, kind of the leader of that offensive line. They really like their tight end as well, Alec Jensen. Fakes the handoff. Baumgartner now throwing deep downfield and just incomplete. Brash back there defending as they went up top looking for Bryce Hempel and nearly had it completed. As you can look at the Maple Grove defensive starters, boy, that ball was not far off from being complete. It was kind of right off the edge of the fingertips. Not too bad a coverage either, but
no. And Hempel had a nice step, and it was just a really close play. But that's again, as you said earlier in the Maple Grove drive, you got to stretch them a little bit early in the game, and that was a nice stretch that Wayzata put on the Maple Grove defense.
3 receivers to the left here for the Trojans. Baumgartner is going to hand it off to Cockrell. He's swarmed and is going to be brought down well short of the first down and presumably bring up a punting situation. As you get a look at Brad Anderson now, 18th year at the helm, and we talked with him about, Lambert Brown has been designated really as his replacement, but it's not necessarily after this year. Star Tribune reported that, and Brad was a little irked by that, to be honest, because he said it's kind of year by year. It's not a decision won't be made until the end of the season on whether he's going to be coming back or not. Here is Miles Johnson will come on to punt, but first we're going to have a timeout taken by Maple Grove. Not sure if they didn't have 11 out there. Coach Lombardi wasn't pleased there.
Either had 10 or 12, one or the other probably.
On the left there is Lambert Brown. We talked about interesting thing for him. I think he really had the itch to get back into coaching. I mean, he's over here, had moved from being a football coach and teacher to taking the activities director position at Maple Grove, and made a lot of friends here and everything. But at the same time, I think he just was feeling the urge to get back to the sideline. And Wayzata had Brad Anderson was telling us tonight had tried to hire him a few years back, but it didn't work out. They had an opportunity to do so again and a teaching position that would fit.
Yep.
And this time they said, yeah, let's do it. And so he is into the Wayzata district. Carlson waiting back deep for Johnson's punt. Gets it away a little off the side of the foot. It's going to take a pretty good Wayzata bounce, though, and it will be down at about the 35-yard line. So it'll be a 31-yard punt. Not as bad as it could have been if it had gone right out of bounds, because he obviously didn't strike that one quite the way he wanted to.
Yeah, that was kind of a nubber, but it took a bounce that was favorable for Wayzata. The ball back at the 35-yard line. Not bad field position for Maple Grove, right around the place where they started their first
I'm going to
drive.
say they went from the 34 last time and made it look relatively easy moving up the field.
Right.
And they get their second crack with the football here as Davison running that offense. Look, things were pretty smooth. They had one pre-snap penalty. Handoff to Hanscom, cuts it back, and the pursuit catches him from the backside there as Alex Solly getting in to make the stop.
Yeah, it's very good pursuit coming down the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 9 here for the Crimson. Davison fakes the handoff, now firing, and pass held on to. Not a huge gainer there, but Christensen will pick up about 5 or 6 on that completion. A safe throw, and will bring up third down.
Well, they've done pretty well on the quick in routes. That went off of the play fake. Christensen does a nice job of making the grab, protecting the ball, and getting the ball upfield a little ways.
So a 3rd and 3 coming here for Grove. Davison looking to throw. Fires out in the flat, complete to Carlson. And he meets up with 2 defenders at just after crossing midfield. So give him 9 and another first down. They've thrown the ball nicely tonight.
And Carlson makes a nice grab. The ball slightly behind. He does a good job of turning his body, catching the ball, securing it, and then getting upfield for another couple of yards, get the ball into the Wayzata zone.
Quick throw to Carlson in the flat. He makes a strong move to make the cornerback miss. And luckily for Wayzata, there was good pursuit from the inside out. Justin Wolk coming out to get him there. Otherwise, that one could have gone for even a lot more. It was an 8-yard pickup as is.
Yeah, Carlson does a real nice job of making the corner miss.
Hanscom takes the handoff here, and it looks like he'll be very close to a first down as he pushed it inside the 40, but looks going to be short, right at the 40.
Yeah, about a yard short, 3rd and 1.
Time winding down, a little over half minute to go in the first quarter here. Second drive of the game for Maple Grove. They scored the first time to lead 7-zip. Davison will follow Hanscom after faking the ball to him, and he will have enough for the first down as they got a pretty decent push from that offensive line. A 3-yard gainer and a first down for Davison and crew.
And they may let the clock run out here at the end of the first quarter, take their 7-0 lead and switch ends.
So you see that first down gainer there, and that is indeed what Maple Grove is going to do. Let this time run out down to 0. So a good start for Maple Grove here on homecoming night. Our score at the end of one quarter is Maple Grove 7, Wayzata nothing. The second quarter coming up here on 12 Sports.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Good crowd, great night for football here. Weather not any kind of issue at all. Not too hot, not too cold, not any wind to speak of really. And so both teams won't have any issues with that to think about here. First down now from the Trojans 37, and that keeping the ball to keep Davison off the field thing isn't working out so well for Wayzata. Here is Davison taking it himself, and he is tripped up just inside the 30-yard line. Not quite enough for a first down, but a very nice gain of 8 or 9 right there for Brad as he made a nice move, and just getting enough of him on the way by there was Andrew Cranny. And looks like Wayzata is going to use a timeout here.
Yeah, they probably should take a timeout here. They're in the midst of Maple Grove's second possession, and they really haven't challenged him at all yet.
Well, I don't think you'd get a lot of argument if you said this might be as tough of the West Metro South District as any of them out there. Minnetonka's had a great start. Eden Prairie, of course, did have that early loss to Totino, but that's not it within their South District, so they're both 3-0 there. And see what Prior Lake, and then these teams that's the thing. You could be a pretty good team and still not win a few of those games along the way, and that's what we're seeing. And then there's the North with the Tino Grace. Champlin Park had a very nice win over Blaine last week, and they're playing Osseo tonight. So, and obviously Osseo not having the kind of season they did a year ago, but they'll get things going too. 2nd and 1 for Maple Grove out of the timeout. High snap, but Davison able to gather it rather easily. He is spun down hard, but will have enough for the first down. Faust able to wrap him up, but easily picks up enough yardage for the first down.
Yep.
We've already got 9 first downs, Bill. That's
right. I mean, that's how you said they've been very methodical about this, and Wayzata has not really even challenged them yet. And Maple Grove has 9 first downs, and Wayzata's run 3 plays.
Davison looking to throw, gets pressure late, throwing it up, trying to get it to a tall receiver, Rash, but pretty well defended. They were kind of half-heartedly hoping for a flag there, but it was pretty well defended.
It was well defended, and actually, it's very hard for the quarterback. The receiver changes his direction after the ball's in the air. It makes it very hard for the quarterback to throw the ball the right direction.
Well, and I'll give
he got redirected
credit
by the defender.
Yeah, I was going to say Max Klingler was in position, so that Rash would have had to run through him. So that kind of made it happen a little bit too. Good heat on the quarterback late there as well. There's the handoff to Hanscom as he is tripped up inside the 20 down to about the 19. So give him 6. Got to give some credit to this O-line here. They've done a pretty solid job.
Yes, they have.
See, ran right through that first tackle attempt and finally brought down by Solly there. So 3rd down and 4 now for Maple Grove as they try and add to this 7-0 lead. Davison fakes the handoff, getting to the edge, reaches forward, and we'll see where they'll spot this one as he lunged right through the tackle attempt there of Andrew Cranny. That's what a lot of times I think people aren't realizing. You come up to tackle Davison, and he's bigger than a lot of linebackers and even some D linemen.
Yeah, and Cranny makes a nice open field one-on-one tackle, but he took every bit of Brad Davison's 6'4", 205 pounds as well.
A long look to see the nose of the football just enough to get that first down for Maple Grove. Obviously at that spot on the field they were going to be in 4-down territory anyway. But you know what, I think to a certain extent for Maple Grove it's almost better that they're doing it this way rather than like one big play that scores. They're just dominating the time of possession. They're keeping the ball. They're working a lot of different things in their offense and
doing everything they wanted to do, and their offensive line is dominating the defensive line for Wayzata.
Davison out into the flat, complete, looking to get a block. Oh, and Dugan sneaking in, and he will be into the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. Dugan just turned on the Jets. There wasn't a lot of extra room there, but there was enough, and he gets through.
Yeah, Dugan does a nice job of finding where he's going to be, and he does a nice job of bouncing off the defender and getting into the corner of the end zone for the second Maple Grove score. So it's very tough to come back and play when you've run 3 plays and the other guy already has 14 points or 13.
Extra point attempt is up, and it is good from Peterson. So 14-0 Crimson, 10:18 to go. As you get another look, watch Rash getting out here. He didn't necessarily get all of the guy, but he got enough to be in the way there, and also didn't commit a penalty, which obviously on those type of situations often happens when receivers are peeling back the block. And so give credit to him too out there. And receivers love it when other receivers block for them.
Yeah, and that it just makes everybody want to play a little bit more. And like I said, Rash does a good job of not getting a penalty for an illegal block in the back or something like that. And that's big for Maple Grove too, to get downfield and have a drive without a penalty.
Peterson getting set to boot this one away. Bluford is the middle back deep again, along with Ocholik and Roth. And again, it is going to come to Ocholik on the 9-yard line. Comes to a complete stop, looking for somewhere to go there, and out to about the 24-yard line. Maple Grove did a pretty good job of staying in their lane there, and it made him stop and try. And usually at that point, you're not going to get anything real long.
Absolutely, yeah. You can't. You've got to build momentum, not stymie it, and then stopping and starting is not a good way to get the ball back into good field position.
So we'll see what the Trojans can do their second time with it. They will call it the 25-yard line officially here for Wayzata to start this possession with Baumgartner. They've got the sophomore Underhill in there at the tailback slot now. Here's the pass, and it is complete. And Bluford all the way out over midfield as they strike quickly with the slant and a 26-yard pickup.
That's a nice easy throw and grab. Bluford does a nice job of avoiding people, using his speed to get downfield. Really does a nice job after contact, getting the ball, a 26-yard pass completion on first down. That's not bad.
Handoff goes to Underhill, and not much of a gainer there, as first meeting was Adam Skogman up front for the Crimson. About a 1-yard gain. Underhill had a brother that you might remember, Mitchell, that had a pretty memorable prep bowl when he was, I believe it was his sophomore year, and rushed for, I'm taxing my memory, but somewhere around 260 yards or something, and had some injury problems in his career, though, and they like this. Coach Anderson telling us that Alec Underhill, is going to be a good one, but he's kind of small and he's a sophomore, so they don't want to get him pounded too much. They'll use him a fair amount, but fake the hand, or give the handoff, Baumgartner now throwing, and batted away incomplete.
It looked like Bluford made another nice grab. He was going to be able to get the first down. The ball just slipped right through his hands.
3rd and long coming up here for the Trojans. Even though we're early in the ball game, this kind of has the feel of a crucial drive already for Wayzata if they're going to stay in this one. And timeout Maple Grove defensively here.
That's the second defensive timeout that Coach Lombardi has taken.
Yeah, the other one was actually on a 4th down play when they were going to punt too. So we've known that though for a long time about Matt when he was at Wayzata. If there was something he didn't like, he didn't wait until a natural time maybe for a timeout. He was going to use it right away. That's always been his philosophy. Leafy.
Yep.
Enjoying the night.
They got their flag that says "Fear the Leaf."
See what Wayzata has in mind for this 3rd and long coming up. Gone to Bluford a couple times on this drive. They obviously had the big 26-yarder to start the drive, and then he failed to connect with him last time around. Baumgartner looking to throw, fires for Hempel, and he did hang on, and he'll have the first down near the 35-yard line. Gain of 12, they'll spot it on the 36. It was a little bit of a knuckleball and almost got punched out of there. That was a pretty good grab, the concentration to stay with that one.
Yeah, Hempel made a really nice grab with that, because it looked like that ball was going to get punched right through his arms, and after making a good catch, he survived the attack on the ball and was able to get upfield.
That was one where
nice game.
I had to wait that half count to see if they marked it as a catch, because it definitely was a brief juggle there.
He got it under control before he went down, which was obviously a good thing.
Had a timeout, delay of game against Wayzata. So that is the first penalty against the Trojans. That felt quick a little bit to me, but
that it is, because the ball is marked ready for play after the first down, and the referee chops it in. Boy, that was an awfully fast 25 seconds.
I'm glad it wasn't just me. Usually you kind of get a feel in your head from up here when it might be getting close to that, and I wasn't thinking that yet. So 1st and 15, Trojans assess their first penalty. And off to Underhill, and he is stopped early on. Nice tackle by Ben Paschke for Maple Grove, and he's pumped up as he was able to defeat the block and get there in a hurry, and he finishes strong with the tackle.
Yeah, and the blocking on the line of scrimmage wasn't that bad. There was actually a spot there. But what Maple Grove does, and what it was very common with a Matt Lombardi defense, is they always try to get one more guy into the play than you can block, and that's exactly what happened that time. Paschke was the next guy up, and he didn't get blocked.
2nd and long for the Trojans. Baumgartner fakes the handoff, now throws and complete to Fowl, but he is wrapped up. Getting there in a hurry was Jake Hansen, and limiting that one to about a 4 or 5 yard, and it'd be a 5-yard gainer for the Trojans.
The Fowl again makes a nice grab, but a very nice tackle by the Maple Grove defender to make that play. Fowl's going to have to come out, the loss of the helmet.
Well, and it shows you a little bit too about, if you're in good position, he's able to come up and make the tackle before the receiver can really get his shoulders squared and look where anybody's coming. It's a lot easier to tackle a guy when you strike first.
There you go. And that's good closing speed too.
3rd and long, Baumgartner deep over the middle and just a little too high there as he tried to go to the big tight end, Alec Jensen, 6'7", 210-pounder. Coach Anderson touting him, feels he's a Division I prospect. Of course, they've got a Wayzata tight end playing for the Gophers right now, although unfortunately Brandon Lingon's run into some more injury issues. But
yeah, he'll probably be back next week. But yeah, you see the ball goes right through Alex Jensen's hands. And again, that's the kind of play that if you're going to get back into this game, you've got to make that play. That's a tough catch, but you've got to be able to make that grab.
Nobody back deep for Maple Grove as Johnson comes on to punt. Gets it away, and this one is going to hop into the end zone. So 37-yard punt, but it'll be a net of just 17 as they come out to the 20-yard line. Crimson football. So Wayzata a little bit to like, though. They got a drive going. However, they end up with no points out of it, and Maple Grove right back onto offense.
Right, couple 3 first downs. They actually give their defense a little bit of a rest. They had the ball for about almost 4 minutes, but they really need to put some things together. They actually need to get a stop right here and be able to, kind of flip the field here a little bit, get some good field position, and let their offense carry some things.
Davison fakes the handoff. Now will fire out into the flat, and it is complete. Rash takes a solid pop, but he hangs on. After a gain of 6 or 7, looks like it'll be actually a gain of 8 on the play.
Yep.
Coming up hard to meet him there was Max Klingler.
Klingler's a good aggressive corner and closes very nicely when the ball is in the air.
Hanscom takes the hand out. Oh, and he's just tripped up. There was a big hole there.
Yes, there was.
He will get the first down, but it could have been so much more. I just had somebody reach out and grab his foot on the way by there,
inside linebacker.
Caleb
Eugene just couldn't bring him down, and that resulted in a pretty nice gain for Hanscom.
On the 33, handoff to Hanscom again, and stood up and short gainer that time.
Out to about the 35. Gain of about 2, 2nd and 8. As you can see right here, very good contain and good pursuit by the Wayzata defense. They actually got 5, 6 guys to the ball. That's what your pursuit wants to do, is get that movement and get going.
Davison rolling to the left. Rush is coming. He's in trouble, and down he goes as he'll be sacked by Caleb Eugene for Wayzata. Coach Anderson told us if you see a big hit from our team tonight, more than likely it's going to be Eugene. That's our biggest hitter, and he got to Davison in a hurry and is able to wrap him up and drop him for a big loss.
That was just a really firm open field tackle. You could see very clearly on the replay how Caleb Eugene got a good wrap up on Brad Davison and rolled him down to the ground. And that's, it just leaves the quarterback particularly, he has no choice. He has to go down. So if he launches the ball at that point, he's going to create something really bad.
Third and 17, yes, for Maple Grove. Davison looking to throw over the middle, and it's complete. Flag is down on the play. Bouncing off the tackler there was Rash. This flag came down in the secondary. This is going to be a little bit of an interesting call. He's brought down short of the line to gain here, but going to have to see whether this will come back or what kind of...
Yeah, pretty considerably short of the line to gain. But here you might take the penalty just, depending on what it is, you might take the penalty just to push it deeper and hoping you can keep the field turned.
Maple Grove is indicating they think it's against Wayzata, and it looks like it must be because they're talking to Davison here. Not yet seen a signal, though.
Haven't seen any indication.
Coach Lombardi getting the explanation from Davison. It obviously must be.
If it's a defensive hold, it's an automatic first down.
It is a holding against Wayzata, but apparently not an automatic first down.
If they're holding a receiver, it's an automatic first down.
So they will not take the gainer. They'll take the penalty yardage and then have the down over again. So 3rd and 7 coming up.
7. A little bit easier to do than 3rd and 17.
Second assessed penalty against the Trojans. Davison throwing and right to the sidelines. It's complete and it's very close to that marker. Looks like they may have enough. So he's able to hook up there with Christensen, and it will indeed be a first down. Nicely run route. Got just enough.
Just enough, and you see it's pretty well defended by Cranny, too. That's Andrew Cranny.
And stop play here. Officials conferring, and now they'll restart the clock. Not sure. I think there was a question on, whether he was brought down inbounds or out. Obviously, it stops for the first down, but
when you start the clock again.
Yep. So from the 44 now, first down for the Crimson, leading at 14-0 and trying to get another nice drive going. Davison under center is going to hand off straight up the gut. And that will be for a very minimal gain on that play, as taking the handoff was Carter Kitterman. Got a yard. Most of the games this year, it's either been Hanscom or Davison running the football for them. They have not necessarily been by committee.
No, they haven't spread the ball around a lot. But most of the time, they've only got one running back, so you don't see very many of their offensive sets with 2 running backs.
2nd and 9, back. Davison to Carlson. Oh, what a move he makes. Carlson keeps the legs driving down to the 41-yard line. That initial move was a beauty.
Yeah, that's a survival move right there, because Luke Craney definitely had Carlson in his sights, but did not get his body under control in order to make the play.
Hanscom has tons of room as he takes that handoff, cutting it back to the middle and wrapped up down to about the 16, 17-yard line. Maple Grove ripping off big chunks of yardage here.
Well, you see the down blocks, particularly by Awashika, that really opened that up, and then Hanscom does a nice job of picking his way.
Down to the 17. Hanscom takes the handoff again. Eugene trying to drag him down, got some help, but again, well blocked enough to get at that initial surge, and he'll pick up about 4.
Yeah. Wayzata pretty well cranking out 4, 5, 6 yards every first down. They had the one big negative play on the sack earlier in this drive, but they have survived that. So they've survived a penalty and a sack to keep themselves going.
The time working well for them too, as they're down a little over 2 minutes to go.
Right.
Davison fakes the handoff, cutting it upfield inside the 5, and he will be first down and goal to go here for the Crimson, as Davison picking up another 9 or so on that carry.
Well, you can see the linebacker got caught inside. As soon as he takes that second step inside, Davison pulls the ball and is gone, and the defender cannot get back outside quickly enough.
First and goal from the 4 now for Maple Grove. Already 15 first downs in this half for the Crimson. Give us to Hanscom, bouncing away, and he'll get in for the touchdown. He ran into some traffic, just shifted his body to the right a little bit and finds the end zone. A 4-yard touchdown run for Ryan Hanscom, and Maple Grove threatening to blow this one open.
Yeah, they're really getting a big push out of their offensive line, and Hanscom and Davison are doing a very nice job of finding the seams and getting in there and running with it. And we saw right there that Hanscom bounces right off of a tackle. Firm tackling is important.
Extra point kick is good from Peterson. And so with 1:38 to go in the first half, it's 21-0 Crimson.
You see how Ryan Hanscom does a really nice job. Watch right here, he gets stopped. He just keeps his feet going and bounces outside and gets it into the end zone.
Good feel there. You know that not every time the hole is going to be exactly where it was designed, and he just stayed with it, bounced off a little bit, and kept driving. Davison in the background there threw his hands up. He knew as soon as he moved away from that first collision that he was going to be good. So 1:38. Will Wayzata have time to get anything going here? They've got a couple of timeouts left.
They've got plenty of time. Very energized Maple Grove student section, but they have to move the ball efficiently and effectively in this 1.5 that they're going to have.
Bluford back to the 3, and he breaks through. Bluford into Crimson territory now, and finally the kicker, Peterson, able to help drag him down at the 45, but that's the spark Wayzata was looking for, as the previous times they'd been able to try and keep the ball away from him. Brandon Bluford, that time all the returners moved up. He had to go backward for the ball, which usually isn't a good thing, but he found some space up the middle.
Well, they had a nice alley for him, and he did a good job of accelerating into it. Right there, he hits the acceleration and really pulls away from everybody except for the kicker. The kicker does a nice job. Not a great tackle, but it's excellent body position. That's really all he needed to do, is have his body in position.
And their bench and even the crowd kind of, they were excited that the kicker was willing to get in there and do that and make the play.
Absolutely.
So from the 45, fakes the handoff. Baumgartner now rolling, and he'll have to throw it away. Boy, there's not a receiver very near here. Maple Grove is going to look around and say, should this be an intentional grounding? Yeah, doesn't look like it.
Yeah, he pretty well launched that out into plowed ground there.
There was one receiver on that side, but he was about 2 yards from the line of scrimmage. I don't know. I think they gave Baumgartner a little bit of a break there.
A little benefit of the doubt, as it were.
So 2nd and 10 for the Trojans. 3 receivers out to the right. Fakes the handoff again, throws complete to Bluford, and then he is pounded right away as Hansen lowers the boom on him.
And they've got the ball in good field position inside the 40, but they're going to be inside of a minute when they snap the ball here.
They do still have 2 timeouts. They elected not to use one right there. Baumgartner directing traffic a little bit, trying to get his receivers where he wants them. fakes that handoff and now throws. Oh, almost intercepted. And Hansen, who's had a good first half, he had eyes of taking it the distance the other way here. He read this one well and gets out and hits him right square in the hands.
And as a coach, we say that's why you're a D-back and not a receiver, son.
Looks
now
like,
we're at fourth down.
Wayzata bringing the punt team on. So after that long kickoff, they were feeling like they were going to have a chance to threaten to score here, but
that's
Johnson is going to come on to punt. And kick coverage team getting there right down near the 1 yard line. Great hustle to get to that ball by foul. And so Maple Grove will have it. However, only 33 seconds to go. So great punt and great coverage there by foul to run that one down.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Wayzata chose to punt the ball in that spot. They had 2 timeouts that they could use. You didn't use either one of them during that time period, and then you punt the ball away. Well, what good are the two? Timeouts for you? Use them now. You're not gonna be able to get the ball back anyway.
Davison will just sneak forward for a yard or two there. The safe, smart thing to do there. You don't want to cough the ball up in this spot on the field, and it does not look like Wayzata has any intention of using the timeouts here now. And
I'm frankly quite surprised. That's a very passive approach to the end of the half by Wayzata. They'll get the ball here to start the half, but
they will let the clock tick down to zeros, and Maple Grove a dominant first half on their home field and on their homecoming night as they lead it by a score of 21-0. Been efficient offensively and pretty much put the clamps on Wayzata for the most part defensively. Allowed a little action later in the half, but for the most part have gotten the stops, and so certainly a more mistake-free half than Maple Grove has been able to put together in the last couple of weeks. From what we hear, we were not out for those games, of course, but sounds like they're obviously doing a lot of things better than what they had been.
Yeah, they really have, and they've had a couple of penalties, but they've been able to survive the penalties. They had the one big sack, and they were able to survive that. So offensively, they've controlled just about everything you possibly can in the game here. And be interesting to hear what Coach Anderson has to say to Allie here.
Let's go down to Allie right now with Coach Anderson.
All right, Coach, just 3 plays in the first half offensively, only 2 first downs in the second. Is this new offense not really gelling for you?
Well, I think the big thing is we wanted to try to control the ball on offense, and we had a couple guys open. We didn't hit them when we had the chance, and if you give them a chance to have the ball all night, it's going to be tough on our offense.
In the second half, do you keep going with this new offense, or do you kind of resort back to what was working a little bit for you in the beginning of the season?
I don't think we've given the guys out there enough chance to really show what they can do. So it comes down to execution, and we got to find a way to slow them down when we're on defense too.
Definitely. Defensively allowing 3 touchdowns to none. What do you guys have to do specifically?
Well, I think there were a number of times we were at the place to make the play. We just didn't make the play. We didn't make the tackle. They made some good runs, but the bottom line is when we're in the position to make a play, we got to make a play.
Fire them up at half, Coach.
We'll do our best.
Thanks. Back to you guys.
Thanks very much, Allie, and thanks to Coach Anderson. Obviously, it's not the most fun in the world when you're down by 3 scores to come and talk with us, but we do appreciate that very much. And let's take a look now at the Crimson Dance team out here on this great night for football.
something like this. Cruising down the street in my 64.
Now fans, please welcome the Maple Grove Guy Girl Dance Team dancing to Footloose. And now the proud sponsor of the Maple Grove Dance Team offering primary care, specialty care, and cancer care right here in Maple Grove.
Good stuff. I'm here as the guys getting involved, and good performance. Great to see that. 21-0 Crimson. A lot to be happy about for the home team here at halftime. We will come back. First half highlights and stats. We'll hear from Coach Lombardi and more here as you're watching high school football from the West Metro South District here on 12 Sports.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Welcome back here to Maple Grove. The royalty for homecoming being introduced here to the crowd at Maple Grove High School. And the one nice thing now, Bill, is the school's been around long enough that, there's actually the homecoming part of it in terms of past students coming back. It makes a lot more sense now, obviously, when they've school's been open for 20 seasons now. So the great,
something to come home to.
Nice to see that, the football, obviously, the winning helps. They've had some great success the last couple of years, but it's really become an event. The people are very stoked for football around here, which for a little while wasn't necessarily the case. And, so you're seeing the students be real involved, be real excited, wearing crimson colors and everything, which, there's a look at the homecoming king and queen. They don't have to worry about weather tonight either. That's another good thing. Sometimes you're running out there in rain or snow.
Yeah.
So 21-0 Crimson at halftime. We'll have our first half highlights in just a moment.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Welcome back here to Maple Grove Crimson Stadium along with Bill Hunstock and Ali Alta. I'm Jay Wilcox. 21-0 Crimson over Wayzata as we get a look at our first half highlights, and mostly Maple Grove in that first half. First time they had the football, Brad Davison shooting a strikeout there. So he hooked up with Teddy Rash. They've been pretty efficient offensively. Then Davison throwing on the run to the left side and able to hook up with Dugan right there. And then they finished the drive with it looked like he was in on the previous sneak and then gets in on the second try. Davison a 1-yard run, and it was 7-0 Maple Grove. And then they tossed complete to Carlson as he worked his way into Trojans territory. And then they flipped ends for the quarter, and Dugan running through a tackle and gets on in for a 14-yard touchdown early in the second quarter. Nice play here to start a drive for Wayzata. That was really their one big play of the night, though. A 26-yard gainer on the pass to Bluford. And then Baumgartner's throw, and it was a nice catch to hang on by Hempel right there on a ball that was nearly punched out, but they just didn't have a lot going overall, offense or defense. Nice third down conversion right there as Davison hits Christensen for Maple Grove. Comes back out. Carlson, a phenomenal move in the flat there, and keeps the legs driving, and they are once again able to finish a drive as Hanscom bounces off bodies, shifts right a little bit, and gets in for a 4-yard touchdown. That one came with just over a minute and a half to go. A nice kick return on the ensuing kickoff by Bluford as he ran it into Maple Grove territory. Give credit to the kicker here, Peterson, for coming up and making the tackle and keeping him out of a possible end zone, but Wayzata did nothing from there, and you see they've had only 55 yards of offense. Very dominant first half here for Maple Grove. 15 first downs to 2. Wayzata will try and get something going. Maple Grove going to try and finish off what would be for them win number 3. We will be back here to Crimson Stadium in just a moment. You are watching high school football on 12 Sports.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands? My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah. That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
Come back here to Maple Grove. Let's go down to Alley with Coach Lombardi.
Thanks, Jay. You know, Coach, that entire first half, you guys primarily had control of the football. What was working so well for you offensively?
I thought we did a good job moving the ball, and we only had a penalty. That's a record for us. We've averaged about 15 a game, so that's progress. And so if we say we just play our game and we don't make mistakes, we do things, we think we got a good offense. That's the first time we kind of didn't hurt ourselves.
Offensively, you guys are up by 3 scores. What do you do in the second to continue that and get this as a shutout for a homecoming win?
This team's, we're in a process right now, and we talked about, we're up 21-0, but we got to learn when there's blood in the water and how to bury somebody. And so we're going to go out there and try to, this third quarter, take control, because if you don't, you let people back in, you got to fight momentum. So we got to bury them. This is a big quarter for us.
Good luck in the second, Coach.
Hey, thanks.
Back to you, Jay.
Thanks, Allie, and thanks, Coach Lombardi. And, he kind of downplays it, but there's no doubt he wants to beat Wayzata each and every time he plays them. He coached there for a long time, had some great teams, and did a great job over there. But he's with the Crimson now, and he wants to continue that winning streak. And obviously, as he said, probably more than anything, happy with just lack of penalties and lack of really negative plays.
Yeah, their offensive line has completely controlled the line of scrimmage every way possible, and that's a real boost for the entire offense. Everybody feeds off of that, and it makes it, we've seen that it makes it a lot, I don't want to say easier, but it makes it a lot better for the quarterback. Davison's a good quarterback, but he's not getting any pressure except for the one play, and he's able to get the ball. He spread the ball around. They've had 4 different guys catch the ball and things like that.
Here's a look at some of the scores in progress right now. Tino Grace leading at Blaine, but the big one on top there, Osseo leading Champlain Park 21-14. And Minnetonka coming in unbeaten, but trailing Eden Prairie. You see Centennial leading Andover. And nothing in yet on the Hopkins Shakopee, Dinah Prior Lake. Anoka up big on Coon Rapids. Cooper thumping Park Center earlier. They had an early game and a 35-0 win. So Cooper off to a 5-0 start this year.
They've really put it together. I think Coach Howard and his staff over there have done a good job of getting the kids ready to play every week over there.
And they look good in class, too. You might have seen the
I saw the article today,
yeah.
Nice. I read that article, as a matter of fact.
Nice idea. So Peterson will kick it away here as Wayzata does get the football first, but did not, except for glimpses here and there, did not have a lot going, obviously, offensively in that first half, although defensively might have been even more of a problem for them. They go onside kick. Speaking of trying to bury somebody, they go with the onside kick to start second half. However, Wayzata is ready, and they get the recovery there.
Right, they do.
Wow, surprising one with Kyle Sorensen able to make the play for Wayzata.
Boy, they were just a step away, too. Sorensen does a nice job. He gets his hands on the ball, curls around it, and protects it. But, the field position is not as good as Wayzata had after the last kickoff return, so what the heck? Why not go with that?
On the 44, Baumgartner handing it off. On Underhill is rocked. Wow. Huge hit there delivered by Ben Paschke. And Underhill, I don't think he had the football for more than about a half second before he was met by Paschke. Watch his hit.
He was bobbling it, too. It looked like that thing was going to come out when Paschke made the hit. Underhill was, I don't want to say lucky. It was good that he hung on to it.
Second down and 11. Linebacker's dream right there. Hand off to Underhill. This time a little more room. And now the ball does come loose. A big fight for it.
Looked like Underhill was able to get back on it. Boy, that ball squirted right out.
Although this, looks like it is still Wayzata football. Underhill, you see it come loose right there, yanked out. I think it was Zion Allen who got the hand in there.
Yeah, as Underhill started to spin, Zion Allen just grabbed the ball and let Underhill spin away from it.
Third and 10 here for the Trojans, who nearly gave the football up that last play. Fake the handoff to Cockrell. Baumgartner rolling left, throwing, and almost intercepted. In and out of the hands that time of Curtis Haugen. He had it very well covered and got underneath the receiver here. Second near miss on a pick for Maple Grove, but still a very good play, obviously.
A good diving effort by the Wayzata receiver, number 84, Bryce Hempel, to break that, end up breaking that play up, but.
And we will have a timeout taken by Maple Grove, and Coach Lombardi not pleased with somebody who was supposed to be out there and wasn't. So they will. He's probably thinking I might have spoken too soon about no mental mistakes tonight. You see, he is very unhappy right now.
He's very animated in that huddle. I can guarantee you that he's got the attention of those guys. That this is kicking game. This is just as important as everything else. And Matt is a perfectionist. I've spent a lot of time over the years with Matt away from the field and studying things. And my gosh, he is an absolute perfectionist in a lot of different ways. And if he, like you said, if he doesn't see something that's right, he'll go out and fix it right now.
Johnson boots it away, a very high kick. Carlson drifting over, trying to call fair catch. He's out of bounds at about the 19 or 20 yard line here. So pretty decent punt there, and obviously no chance to return one that ends up out of bounds like that, as it will be a 35-yard punt and no return.
No return, and the ball's at the 21-yard line. So the gamble that Maple Grove took with the second half kickoff actually didn't hurt them. They don't have the ball in great field position, but 3 and out is a pretty good start to the half. They got the ball back in their offense's hand.
Davison faking it to Hanscom. He'll keep it himself. Davison into the Wayzata secondary and lowers the shoulder and will looks like he'll have enough for the first down and will here as he gains 11.
And again, you can see the power that he brings as he makes the collision. He drives the defender back a yard or two and is able to drive ahead for the first down.
Other than that 24-yarder Hanscom had, they haven't had a ton of huge runs, but an awful lot of 6s and 8s, and they just move the ball well every time they've had it. Davison running a little option left, goes with the pitch to Hanscom, avoids a tackle, cuts it back. Didn't look like a whole lot of room to work with on the sideline, but he's able to do a nice job of getting very near to that first down. He might have it.
Yep. Yeah, they just got another 10-plus gain on that. Not quite 11, but again, a well-executed. You can see there's 2 linemen. Look at that, 2 linemen out in front, and they're looking for somebody to block. There was no defender out there. Very uncharacteristic of the Wayzata defense with the ability that they have to pursue and close to the ball. There's just nobody there that time.
From the 42 now, 1st and 10, handoff up the middle, and Hanscom short gainer that time as he was wrapped up. There is a flag down.
The illegal motion in the backfield called by the referee. They'll bring the ball back and make it 1st and 15. Or Wayzata could refuse that and make it 2nd and 9.
They will accept the penalty, so been a relatively penalty-free night. When Coach was talking about that earlier, though, and, talking about lack of penalties and everything, I'm convinced that some crews are a lot more prone to throwing flags all night, too, though. We see some games where it's like every play is a penalty, and some that let them play more. Here's Davison rolling it out to the right, little flip, and it is complete. And avoiding the high tackle there. Dugan was fortunate to keep his helmet there, and he is able to get it into Wayzata territory, and will be another first down.
This is where Dugan is able to use his lack of height, as it were, to his advantage to make a great play, spin out of a high tackle, and make another 6-7 yards.
First down at the Wayzata 44 now, as Maple Grove really just kind of picking up where they left off in that first half. A lot of different things have worked well for them. Davison keeping it, and that time it was well defended as a couple guys were there. He was finished off by Wolk after a pickup of maybe a couple.
Yeah, that was pretty well defended all the way across the line of scrimmage. Davison was. He kept the ball because it looked like the tailback was going to be stopped. And usually you're reading in that type of read play, he's keeping the ball because he sees the defensive end crash down to go to the running back. That time was pretty disciplined play by Wayzata.
2nd and 8. Again, Davison on the keep. Spins his way forward for about 3 on this one.
Yeah, he's able to spin his way forward. Gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him in 3rd and 5.
Yeah, they'll spot him back a little farther, actually, at the 42-yard line. So
looked like he was going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage again, and he made a nice move and then a spin move to make it whatever yardage he was able to get.
3rd and 6 here for the Crimson, already up 21-0. Done a good job controlling the ball, controlling the clock, and most importantly, advancing the ball up the field. We have a flag down on the play, though, as they will be whistled for 5 here.
And this is, I know that little things like that. That's what Matt has talked to us about a couple of times, and that really bothers you. It's a bother. You got a really decent 3rd and 5. Now you're going to be 3rd and 11. It changes how you call plays and what where you go in your play calling to try to get an 11-yard play.
Blitz coming. Davison throws. It flutters, but it gets there, and it will be a first down. Davison a little slow to get up as he completes it to Roush. He got blasted As Luke Cranny gets there just as he, actually two guys, just as he's throwing, it fluttered, but it's good enough for the first down.
Yeah, that was all arm strength by Brad Davison that time to get the ball out there. And it was out there like a wounded duck, like you said, Jay, that was able to get enough on it that Raschke was able to make the grab. Not only that, and then spin out of a tackle and get the first down.
Down to the 32 of Wayzata. To Hanscom, breaks through a tackle, and you have to believe these Wayzata guys are getting a little worn down too. They've been on the field most of the night, and you know the enthusiasm for making those plays lessens when you kind of getting the ball run at you all night long and thrown at you too.
And you've got a big offensive line that's just kind of grinding on you. Like I said, they're not pushing out huge gains, but they're getting very consistent gains on the ground.
Davison picks it up and just gets what he can out of that one. It'll be a short loss.
This
is see the ball
looks like
winds up in the
Hanscom
ground.
almost knocked it out of Davison's hand as it was coming back from the center. It was fortunate that ball didn't get booted back up into the line of scrimmage and make a turnover.
3rd and 3, Maple Grove, kind of varying the tempo a little bit. Obviously, when you've got the lead, you're looking to move the ball, but also it's okay to move slower pace and use the clock too.
Yeah, you like to have your scoring drives eat up 7-8 minutes if you can.
Davison quickly fires into the flat. Carlson trying hard to get loose. And it'll be close here. They needed 3. Tried to fight his way out of that tackle. Pretty good job of hanging on tight there, though.
It's going to be
Brady
just
Wenzel.
short, boy. Just about a ball length short of the line to gain. So 4th and about 1.
They've been able to run the ball, I don't want to say at will, but effectively all night long here. So no surprise they're going for it. Davison will run it. He will get it with ease. Good push by the right side of that line, and he'll be down near the 15-yard line.
That side of the offensive line with JT Awashika and Ben Long Verenkamp did a really nice job of getting a good push for Ben Davis. They've been doing that pretty consistently all night.
So a new set of downs at the 15 now for Maple Grove. 4.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Davison rolling right, rush coming. He's hit as he throws, and it's way out of play. Davison took a pretty good pop there as Dan Herda arrived just as he was launching that one.
Yeah, I think he let that one go long intentionally. It was Max Klingler had pretty good coverage on that play, and there was a big pressure coming on Brad Davison, and he launched it just to get rid of it and not lose yardage.
Wayzata's had a little more pressure on in the second half, and Davison's taken some hits. And yeah, he's a pretty big quarterback and all, but you know, you
wear and tear.
Yeah, you probably would like that to not be happening quite as much. Davison on the keeper, so they're not too worried about him getting hit when he's running the football here. He'll get inside the 10, or to the 10 at least, and a pickup of about 5 more. Looks like the tackler and the runner getting up just a little slow there. As a big collision at around the 10, so give him 5 more.
They got bodies kind of flying around out there, and it's there've been some collisions.
Wayzata really hoping for a stop here. I mean, obviously they're probably to the point where they're not going to come back in this game, but it would be big for them if they could get a stop, but they're not going to get it. Christensen in for the touchdown. Pass out into the flat from Davison, and Christensen does the rest. A 10-yard scoring play for Maple Grove.
I think that part of the problem that Wayzata is facing now, they're down by 4 scores, and they may not get the ball 4 more times. You know, that's the real problem.
Extra point kick is up, and it is good. So Peterson has done his job tonight, 4 for 4. And a key special teams tackle as well as you get another look at it. A square in there, and he just accelerated nicely upon catching the ball there.
Good timing, because he gets the ball and he's moving. As the defenders are moving at him, he's moving away from both of the defenders that had a chance to make that play. And that was just a very nice pitch and catch by Davison and Christensen. Yep.
You look at that play and it appears to be very simple, but timing is such a big thing. You know they've worked on that a lot. If it isn't in a spot where he's able to catch and go, he's probably tackled as soon as he gets it.
Right. As soon as he made the turn in, the ball was already launched, and so that as he squares himself to see the football, it's right there, and he can get moving between the defenders.
No onside kick this time, but to the sideline and out of bounds it goes. So they wanted to pin it to one side or the other, but probably not kick it out of bounds right there. But not much has gone wrong this evening, really, for Maple Grove, although Coach telling Peterson that was not exactly what we had in mind there.
Right. We would like to have gotten a little bit deeper and right around the numbers, but, you know, that's... But the plus is, I mean, Maple Grove defense, like their offense, has been pretty dominant tonight. Again, we're 3 minutes and a half left in the third quarter, and Wayzata has run 3 plays.
Baumgartner fakes the handoff, throwing it in and out of Bluford's hands as he was in plenty of traffic. And then a relatively late shove there. Maple Grove wanting to know why there wasn't a penalty, as Allen was shoved backward by lineman. I think it was, well, not sure, so I'm not going to speculate there.
I'm kind of surprised that the Wayzata offense, the passing game, has not gone to Alex Jensen more. He's been targeted one time, the ball went through his hands.
This time Cockrell takes the handoff, stood up and tries to power his way through that one.
Now, I'm really surprised that Wayzata hasn't tried to do more things to get the ball in Jensen's hands. A 6'7", 210-pound receiver. You'd like to get the ball to a guy that can move around a little bit.
Third and long, a little slow getting out of the huddle here. We'll keep our eye on that back judge. Baumgartner fakes the handoff, rolling, looking. Now he's going to tuck it and go, and Baumgartner will get the first down. He paid the price, but out over the 45, and will have enough for the first down. First time we've seen him tuck it and go.
Right, and you can see that Allen does on the blitz, gets through all the way to the running back Cockrell. Well, Cockrell didn't have the ball.
Matt Slough on the tackle there and got a good hard shot on him. So from the 46 now, first down Trojans. Cockrell takes the handoff, and he is met immediately and dropped there by Tony Joksimovic.
But I'm watching the defense now, that their Maple Grove defense is sending a linebacker, and they're sending them from 4 or 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and they're running at full speed at the point of the snap, and making it really hard on the Wayzata offensive line. They might be able to see the guy coming and even get a brush block on him, but boy, when you got a guy with 5 yards of momentum attacking you, that is very challenging for the offensive lineman.
2nd and 11. Baumgartner looking over the middle and incomplete, too high for Bluford. Maple Grove's done a nice job of not being fooled by these play fakes.
Right.
The one, obviously they haven't done much offensively, but Baumgartner's ball handling is very strong. He really sells the play action.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing is that, like you'd expect, but the defense is very disciplined. The secondary is not being brought up by the run fake, and the linebackers aren't going the wrong direction.
Baumgartner stands in there while being hit and throws a strike to Hempel down to the 31 or so.
And that's a nice shot by Baumgartner and a nice grab by Alex Hempel to make a big play, get a first down at the 32-yard line for Wayzata, 31-yard line for Wayzata. It's a courageous throw. You know you're going to get hit, and you stand in and deliver it right on the hands of the receiver. Pretty good play by Baumgartner.
So first down at the Crimson 31. Wayzata putting a little march together here. Baumgartner rolling to the right, avoids the first man, but not the rest. And he reached the ball forward, but they're saying he was already down. Maple Grove saying they have it. The official said no, it was still in his possession when he kind of almost slammed the ball down on the turf as he reached it forward. That's one thing you probably want to learn that in that spot to not do that, because it could come out earlier or it could be ruled a fumble.
If you're behind the line of scrimmage, I saw last week in a college game a guy stretching the ball like that into the end zone for a touchdown, and he lost control of the ball, and it was a touchback, and it cost his team a touchdown.
So 2nd and 14, and now Wayzata didn't have the personnel they wanted out there, so they will use a timeout here as we've ticked down to 37 seconds to play in the third quarter. It's been all Maple Grove tonight, an efficient performance for the Crimson pretty much all the way around. You know, they've done a solid job defensively. They've moved the ball. It's very rare that you come into with a game plan offensively and just about everything that you intend to do has gone
well,
reasonably well. Yeah. So you see what Wayzata has coming up. They're at Hopkins next week. Hopkins had a big win over Edina last week, and then they do play the Edina Hornets on the 14th and close with Eden Prairie. So obviously Wayzata is going to need to play better than they have tonight if they're going to get any more wins in those games. And you see Maple Grove got a real challenging one next week. They're over at Minnetonka.
Right.
Take on the Skippers, who are right now undefeated, although trailing tonight. And then they got Prior Lake and Shakopee to close out the regular season. So
it doesn't get really, in this division, it doesn't get any easier for anybody.
No, that's the thing. If you're looking for a lot of a night off, there isn't going to be many. And the flag will fly there. A hard count by Wayzata may have drawn him off. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be against Maple Grove.
Yep.
I don't know that
it just changed the count enough that time.
You're looking for aggression there, and you're not happy to be offside, but I think that one is a little more palatable than some of the penalties they've had.
That's a little more forgivable, especially when you're ahead 28-0 and your defense is completely dominated. You can deal with it a little bit better.
Baumgartner rolling to his left, has a little room, now throws on the run, coming back, and it looks like he will have the catch. Bluford doing a nice job of getting his hands underneath that ball down near the 10-yard line. A pickup of about 18. Nice patience by Baumgartner, and watch Bluford get his hands down under it.
Yep.
Nice grab.
Yeah, that was excellent. Baumgartner got his shoulders around and pointed upfield so he could get the ball off, going to his left.
Under 15 to go. See if they get a play off here before the quarter comes to an end.
Well, the pace that they've been going at, you'd think not, but.
Wait a minute. And now the ball snapped when they weren't ready for it. Oh, Wayzata, that one really hurts them as they had gotten that first down at the 12, and now they're going to lose yardage here. And the quarter will come to an end. Baumgartner at least able to recover it. and tuck it away. So we've played 3 quarters. It's all Crimson. 28-0 Maple Grove. The 4th quarter's up next.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Welcome back. And you see the Maple Grove student section very much into this one. And I don't know about you, Bill, but I'm more down with a little journey between quarters than what we were hearing in the pregame. I guess I'm a little old.
Yeah, a little Stephen Perry doesn't hurt, does it?
Wayzata didn't have a good play after that first down gainer. However, they're putting together really their best drive of the night. And yes, it's 28-0, but they've still got to look to build and come away with something here.
It's like Brad Anderson told me before the game. He says what they're looking to do is to try to be a better football team every game. Now, they're getting hammered right now, but they can find a way to get better. They're going to be all right.
Handoff goes to Underhill, and he will get back the yardage lost on that previous mix-up play when the snap came when Baumgartner wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, it seems like Maple Grove right now, in the last 8 or 10 plays, has their defense they're not seeming worried about anything breaking big on them. They're just attacking the line of scrimmage. They're attacking the line of scrimmage with 7 people, and they're daring Wayzata to break out of that. And when you attack every seam along the line of scrimmage, you just make it very hard for the offense.
Baumgartner throwing, pass is complete, and reaching as Jensen toward the corner of the end zone. He's going to be stopped just short. Wayzata looked like they worked a little pick play out there in the flat, and they get Jensen open. And it'll be first down and goal to go.
That's a first catch for the big tight end, Alex Jensen. And that was a very nice screen play. We can't call it pick because a pick is illegal. But no, it was a very nice screen set up by the outside receiver, and very well executed. Put the ball right down right on the goal line.
First and goal from the 1. To Cockrell. Cockrell keeps the legs driving, then was pushed back. Did he get over the line or not? Wayzata lineman thinks so, but not going to see a signal. Nope, second down. He was awful close, but
it's hard to tell where exactly the ball was.
Now we have a flag down. And
somebody say something untoward, maybe.
I was going to say I didn't notice the flags earlier. There's 2 of them. Yes, we're going to have a dead ball personal foul against Wayzata and a dead ball personal foul against Maple Grove. So a couple guys got into it a little bit, and those will offset.
Those offsetting penalties. That's a warning from what that is. That's a warning from the referee and from the officiating crew to. Stop chipping at each other, play football, and, don't be doing any extracurricular stuff. Don't do things after the whistle.
So a second down goal to go as Wayzata tries to break the shutout. And a handoff, and this time they will be in for the touchdown. So Wayzata, something to get excited about here as Ray King, Skelton Wilson will take it in. 1-yard touchdown run. Extra point to be attempted by Reed Saunders here for Wayzata. And his kick is up, and it is good. So with 10:48 to go in the ball game, Wayzata is on the board for the first time. It's 28-7.
And that was a pretty good run, pretty good second effort by the big fullback. As Ray King, Skelton Wilson getting a good second effort, get the ball in the end zone, get the first score of the night for Wayzata. But their defense is going to have to step up, and if they can get a 3 and out now and get back and get a second touchdown, it might make it doable. But three scores in 10:48, the way Maple Grove offense has been going tonight, it ain't going to happen. They're not going to get 3 more possessions.
Well, we saw Maple Grove go onside kick to start this half.
Yeah.
Would Wayzata think of it here?
I don't know why, maybe you say, why wouldn't you? What have you got to lose? Well, you give up another score. Well, yeah. Maple Grove has scored on every single possession they've had tonight, so.
Miles Johnson, the kicker. Maple Grove is all up here expecting onside kick. They do not have anybody back deep. And it is going to be kicked deep, but out of bounds. Got a lot of field to kick to. That was very similar to the kick that Peterson had the other way. By the way, there is definitely much more of a breeze now than there was, as I noticed as my papers went scattering through the press box a moment ago. And so that part has changed quite a bit from the start of the game. Not necessarily, not giving the kickers a break there, but that might have had a little impact.
Well, when you've got that much field to kick to, why kick it to the skinny part? You've given your opponent, 15 yards free. I hate giving yards away.
So from the 35, Davison and crew. Brad looking to throw, and deep to Carlson, and he's got it. Carlson breaks a tackle, gets a huge crushing block, and it's going to be a penalty. Carlson is held up, and this one will come back. And what are we going to see here? A targeting or a head contact foul here, possibly? I don't think it was a block in the back.
Yeah.
Huge play for Maple Grove. The first part of this is still going to count, the completion, but then the downfield block was a decleater.
Boy, it was a big hit. It was just right on the edge of our screen as it happened, so really it's hard to tell exactly what happened.
Personal foul against Maple Grove. It's from the spot of the block. You see Carlson gets the catch, and now the receiver peeling back to make the block right here.
That is terrible.
What was?
There was nothing wrong with
that. He hit him right in the chest. I mean, it was a blind slide and it was a decleater, but he wasn't up around the head. He was right in the chest, right there on the chest.
See, I got to be honest, it bothers me that if they're going to take that out of football. I'm sorry, hard hits are part of it.
Yeah.
He did not hit him in the head.
I have been an opponent since the day I started coaching many, many years ago, but I've always been very opposed to head-to-head contact. But to me, that clearly was not a head contact. It was a good open field hit. The receiver timed it up beautifully so that he didn't hit the defender in the back or the head. You still get called for it.
Hanscom takes the handoff here and will get a very minimal gain. Bring up a second and long. No gain, actually, for Ryan Hanscom on that one. So Maple Grove, you have to kind of wipe the slate clean on that and say, okay, it happened.
Just go back and do it again.
Get our offense back going.
Right. So we just as soon eat up 5 or 6 minutes as the score on one play.
Fake the handoff to Carlson. Davison will keep it, and he is into the secondary. Another flag is down as he is brought back, and this one might be coming back as well in the spot where you'd probably see a holding penalty called.
Exactly. That's definitely, I'm absolutely convinced that's a hold.
So the penalty bug starting to catch Maple Grove here on this drive, although one we felt may have not been deserved.
Yeah. Sometimes after a penalty like the first one, you might also think that the officiating crew, you don't know what was said by anybody out on the field to the officiating crew. They might say, "Well, you think we can do that? You think we can't do that again?" I've never thought that about an officiating crew.
From the 44, Davison fakes. He's under big pressure and gets hit as he throws. And he was dropped hard as Caleb Eugene got there just as he threw. And it was actually Eugene who got rocked by that blindside block. So we're glad to see he's okay. I don't want to make light of, of any situation that as a defender getting hit like that. And it was not in the head, and that was not an indication that it was in the head either. So there may have been something different that that we
sometimes a blindside. I have had times when penalties like that were called, and the official told me later that it wasn't necessarily an illegal hit. I just thought it was really bad at the time.
Davison under a lot of pressure, and he will go down. Looked like Wayzata sending a blitz there, and Maple Grove didn't have enough blockers to handle it. Davison just kind of realized early that this one's not going to go anywhere.
Right, and Maple Grove with 9 minutes to go in the game will punt the ball for the first time tonight.
Carter Kitterman on to punt. High snap, and the rush almost gets there. Takes a good Maple Grove bounce, though. Wayzata having to dance out of the way of it, and it'll go down to about the 18-yard line. So not bad, all things considered, as you'll get 30 out of it. A single rusher nearly got there, and the way the ball came out fluttering, it almost, not entirely sure there wasn't a fingernail on that one, but
could have been, yeah. Yeah, he didn't hit it well. Anyway.
Wayzata maybe too little too late, but they have competed better here down into this fourth quarter.
Yeah, they really have. They've moved the ball well a couple of times. They got the score, and they got a pretty good defensive sequence there too.
Baumgartner fakes it. Allen gets in there and drops him. Zion Allen, a free rusher, will get there and wrap him up for the sack.
You can see that Zion Allen put himself in a position that he was unaccounted for, and was right there in the backfield to take advantage of it.
Oh, 2nd and 14 for the Trojans, not the drive starting play that they were looking for, obviously, there.
Nope.
Baumgartner dropping to throw. This time has time, fires, and it is complete. And he has Jensen out over the 30. Ball comes loose, though. And Maple Grove trying to pick it up and run before they had it. They will eventually get the recovery there. They almost cost themselves by not being willing to fall on it, but Hansen will get the football.
Well, you see what happens here is that Alec Jensen does a really good job, but he's trying to stretch the ball, and he doesn't have it close to his body. And that ball pops free. Kind of squirts around here. A couple of other guys drop it before Hansen picks it up, and Jensen brings Hansen down. But it is a turnover, first turnover.
Yeah,
tonight.
First turnover we've had tonight. So ball at the 40 of Wayzata as Maple Grove gets it right back. Davison will run it left side, and he runs into a wall of guys in white jerseys there after picking up about 4. Looked like he might have got bent back a little bit.
It looks like, you know, with 7 minutes and some to go in the game, I think we'll see a relatively conservative play calling by Maple Grove here the rest of the way.
It really looked like they pretty much had this one wrapped up earlier, and then you know, you're just kind of on that edge now where it's still not, you know, time-wise isn't out of reach really for Wayzata, even though they're down big. Davison under center now, handing off to Hanscom, trying to squeeze through there, and he just couldn't quite get away. Good hand strength there to hang on there by Luke Cranny. So we got 3rd and 3 coming up now for the Crimson. Under 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game. They have been in command all night, leading 28-7. Wayzata making things a little interesting after getting that touchdown. Fakes the handoff. Davison running over a tackler. And down, he'll have the first down inside the 30 to about the 28. And those last couple yards were courtesy of Davison lowering the shoulder. Spotted at the 29. And 1st and 10 now for the Crimson. And I think, like you said a moment ago, in a lot of ways, you know, them getting just a first down or 2 is more important than if they were to score right away here.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to have the ball. You know, I think Coach Lombardi and his staff would be very happy if they take 5 minutes from here to score.
And we will have a procedure penalty against the Crimson. So after a relatively penalty-free first half for them, it's not quite been the same story in the second.
Yeah, and a little bit of lack of concentration. You know, and that. You know, on the one hand, you might say, well, they're ahead by enough scores, and they're pretty confident that it's going to be a win. But still, that's not where you need to be mentally. You need to be focused.
Not many football coaches give you a pass just because you're 3 scores ahead on stuff like that, do they?
Nope.
1st and 15 now for Davison and the Maple Grove offense. Going to throw it out to Carlson in the flat, and brought down after a pickup of about 5.
Davidson's done a nice job. The offense has done a good job of spreading the ball around on the passing. There's been 4 or 5 receivers that have caught the ball, and they've all got multiple catches.
6 catches for Carlson, 4 for Christensen, 3 for Rash, and 3 for Dugan. That's pretty much how you draw it up when you're making a game plan.
Exactly. It keeps everybody involved, and it keeps the defense. They can't focus on any one guy, and it helps open up your running game too.
Hanscom taking the handoff right side and a nice gap, and he runs hard inside the 20 to about the 18 and should have the first down and will.
We got a
injured Trojan player down on the field here, which, knock on wood, but we haven't seen much of that tonight.
Trying to see who
might have been the tackler there.
Yeah,
we got.
It's a linebacker who got wrapped up. He got tangled up with both the running back and with his own defender. You can see right there.
Oof.
That might be.
That's Ryan Moody, I believe.
Yeah, Moody. Yeah. 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of got tangled up with everybody, and 2 other bodies whacked him pretty good.
Hanscom finishing that run strong too. Hanscom unofficially had 99 yards after that carry, so he and Davison again have had good night. And obviously it starts up front too.
Right.
First and 10 now on the 18 for Maple Grove. They're wanting to use some clock there. Hanscom trying to get away, and now the ball comes loose. I was just thinking he might be better off just going down in that spot. And looks like Maple Grove may have gotten it back, though.
They may have gotten it, but
now this
it's really hard to tell. There was a lot of white shirts right around that.
Lose about 7. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. Not that that's necessarily going to be much of a factor here with this 21-point lead, but just to note. Davison wants to throw, now stepping up. He pitches it out of there at the last second. And it looks like it will be ruled an incomplete pass. He was getting hit by Loken there, but he's able to get it on out. And it is ruled incomplete. I guess the downside, though, is that stops the clock.
Right. But it also saved them about 6 yards. Yeah. There's still a 3rd and 17, which there aren't a lot of good 3rd and 17 plays in your playbook.
I think they'll be aggressive here, though. I think they'll look to throw downfield. Davison wants a little screen. Instead, he gets it to Hanscom. Hanscom cuts it up hard, breaks a tackle, lunges for the end zone, and he is in for the touchdown. 3rd and long, no problem. 25-yard touchdown for the Crimson.
Well, that really, I think sets it for both teams here. Is that Hanscom breaks a tackle at the 10, lunges into the end zone for the score. Very well executed screen on 3rd and very long. Hanscom doesn't get to come out because he's the center. He's the snapper on the punts and extra points and field goal attempts. So he's got to catch his breath, get in, and be ready to snap the ball.
Peterson's kick is up, and it is through. So 2:48 to go. And it is 35-7. I don't think the D is going to want to watch this tackle attempt till around the 10.
Nope.
Right there. He ran through that one pretty easily. And then at the end, they couldn't quite. Ooh, he was close to being that knee slapping down before he reached across the goal line. But it is a touchdown. Hanscom's 2nd TD of the night. Davison's 3rd touchdown pass. So any thought of Wayzata maybe making this a game again? No, not going to happen.
Yep.
Well, we got a pretty good one for you next week, potentially. I mean, Totino Grace is a very, very good football team. Champlain Park had battled back to tie Osseo last we heard, and they've started 3-1. So, I mean, not that it'll be easy for the Rebels. Obviously, at Grace is never easy, but
never easy.
Should be a pretty good one.
Should be an interesting game, particularly if Champlain Park ends up pulling the game out this week and goes in undefeated.
No, they got
one loss, but they're undefeated in their, in their division. Yeah, in their district.
Out over the 20 as the Trojans will get the ball back one more time here, down now 35-7. Wayzata really had kind of a bounce back year last year, a strong year after, there was a period of time when I think you would have said after Eden Prairie, Wayzata was the best football program in the state, but it's not been carrying on these last few years. And the handoff up the middle. Cockrell spinning his way free after a pretty decent gainer of 6 or 7.
It looks like the Wayzata is keeping their first unit out there. They look like they're going to do everything they can to try to make one more score. And when you're having the kind of year that Wayzata is having right now, and particularly based on even their recent history, they need to do everything they can to improve. And I think that's why he's keeping his first unit out there.
Second down and 4. Handoff and bouncing free. Nice run here by Bluford, and he will have the first down.
Got a flag on the sideline at the end of the play here as we watch Bluford doing a good job breaking several tackles, using his speed to get down the field. He's hit right on the sideline, and a late flag comes in. It's going to be a personal foul, tacking on 15 yards to the end of that run. So put the ball very deep, well, not very deep, but into the Maple Grove zone, and give Wayzata a little bit of a boost there.
New quarterback for the Trojans too, Keaton Heidi, is taking the snaps now, and now we've got a couple guys wrestling a little bit downfield. They quickly separate, and I think a correct no penalty call there. This one receiver blocking ended up on top of the defensive back, and when they blew the whistle that second time, they both jumped up and got out of there, so that's good.
No, that was excellent, yeah. And on a running play, your receiver has every right to block the guy.
2nd and 9 now for Heidi and the Trojans offense. Go with the handoff here left side, and trying to squeeze a few yards out of it there is George Kuhn. Under 45 seconds to go now in this one, and we will get a flag down and encroachment on the Crimson.
So what was a relatively penalty-free first half.
Not so much in half two, right?
The last 2 or 3 possessions have pushed that number up a little more. I don't know if Coach Lombardi will give the second unit cut them any slack at all with a couple of the penalties they've had here on this drive.
Heidi looking to throw, fires and complete to Bluford. He's surrounded quickly and dragged down. Well, there's 25 seconds. They stopped the clock for the first down to see if would they bother, taking time out here to try and get one last score. No, they're not going to, but they will at least run one more play.
They're going to get one play in maybe.
Fakes the handoff. Heidi throwing and incomplete as it got in and out of the hands of Savon Hill. And there is a flag down. This will be a roughing the passer, hit to the head.
That's another big one.
Just as Heidi was releasing that ball, apparently the rusher's hand, the forearm got him up around the helmet. Tino Grace looking like they have a pretty good chance to stay unbeaten. They're leading Blaine now 21-7 in the fourth quarter.
From the 10.
So first down and goal for Wayzata from the 10, but only 9.7 seconds to go here. Heidi wanting to throw, looking for that fade in the back corner of the end zone, and incomplete. Be second down. Jensen was the intended target back there.
Yeah, and he wasn't able to get his shoulders turned and his eyes back around to the football. But the idea of the fade at this point in the field is the quarterback would like to drop the point of the ball, arc it so that the point of the ball hits the top of the back pylon. That's kind of the aiming point, and have the receiver be able to jump up and high point the ball right at that spot.
Should be the last play of the game here. Heidi looking to throw. Again, going corner of the end zone, incomplete for Hempel, and that will do it for tonight's contest. Got a little ragged second half, but overall a real strong performance for Maple Grove on homecoming night as they cruise to a 35-7 victory over the Trojans from Wayzata. So 3 touchdown passes from Davison, Hanscom a couple of scores, and nice performance overall here for Maple Grove, Bill.
Right, they were dominant from the first play of the game all the way through the end. By the time the first quarter was over, it seemed like there was going to be no doubt about who the better team was tonight. Offensive and defensive lines controlled the line of scrimmage. The linebackers had Maple Grove's offense on their heels the entire night, and that just bodes well for Maple Grove, and kind of lets you know that Wayzata they need to do some work to be ready to play a team that's like this.
So 35-7 Crimson, our final. We'll be back with more of our coverage here of the Trojans and Crimson football here on 12 Sports.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Maple Grove back into the win column after a couple losses the last couple weeks as they down Wayzata by a score of 35-7. So now a 3-2 record for the Crimson. And, for 9/10 of the game, they would say, great. I'm sure the penalties down the stretch bother Coach Lombardi a little bit, but in terms of, especially in that first half, pretty much their play calling, everything worked. Efficient performance, obviously, by their quarterback, by their offensive line, receivers, all like we were mentioning.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you would, when you're running through stuff like, okay, let's run our offense through for this week. Pretty much everything they did worked out.
Everything they did was right, and the timing was good. Their execution was good. They carried momentum from one series to the next. The defense and the offense fed off of each other. Both teams were taking control of the field, and when that happens, it's just very, very hard to get your team, back into the mode of the game. And that's where Maple Grove really took Wayzata out of it in the first half. We had 3 scores. It was 21-0. And really, Wayzata had hardly even had the ball.
Well, and defensively for Maple Grove, it was less a night of spectacular plays as just getting off the field in a hurry. They didn't let Wayzata establish much of anything until we got a ways into the game. There were a few nice plays here and there that got some drives going, but the defense was just made stops early on, didn't get forced into tough situations.
No. And offensively, they didn't, in the first half particularly, they didn't have second and third and long. They didn't have any great long plays, but like you said, there right before halftime, they were clicking off 5, 6, 4, 3, 6, 7. They were just moving the ball very methodically and obviously just chewing up a ton of time because they had 2 possessions in the first quarter and 9 first downs. Wayzata ran 3 plays.
It's pretty tough to win in that kind of a scenario. Isn't it? I mean, you'd have to score on every play to keep up with the team in that kind of scenario.
Yeah, that is just, it's so hard, and it's so hard to maintain any kind of a mental, I don't want to say mental edge, but mental sharpness when it's like that.
Well, Osseo and Champlin Park involved in a barn burner over at the Rebels Stadium there, looks like, and Totino Grace, we said, leading Blaine. Eden Prairie, I guess no surprise. Minnetonka's got a good team this year, but
yes, they do.
Eagles are, we said earlier, that early loss to Totino Grace isn't anything to be ashamed of for them. So still pretty good football team, as Maple Grove found out last week, and some big plays that they made. Let's go down now to field level with Allie.
Hey, thanks, guys. I'm with Jake Hansen and Ryan Hanscom over here. We're going to start with Jake. Jake, coming into this game, Wayzata actually had switched up their offense, hoping to be more productive tonight, and you guys nearly shut them out. Did you see that switch, and how did you guys counteract that?
We watched film, and we had a really high tempo all week, so we came on the field, the exact same thing. Just flying around, making tackles, 3 and outs, what we do best.
What is it about this defense that really leads you guys to be so productive on that end of the ball?
Speed, we're really aggressive, and we're always flying to the ball, pursuing, going for the ball, trying to get turnovers, 3 and outs, make them punt.
Where do you see this defense taking your team for the rest of the season?
Hopefully all the way. Get a ring, baby.
All right, a ring is what Jake's hoping for. We're going to switch it over to Ryan. Ryan, 2 scores tonight. Coming into this game, you guys had 2 losses in a row. You're back in the W column. How'd you guys do it tonight?
Honestly, the other 2 games we felt like the other teams didn't beat us, but that we honestly beat ourselves. We had just so many mental mistakes, and when you put yourself back 20 yards, like almost every single possession, there's just no way to succeed. So we just need to tighten up our game and honestly just play the way we've been playing all year, because we've been running it good on people. So it showed itself on the field tonight. So yeah.
You guys did really tighten up mentally. You dramatically had decreased penalties in this game. What was that switch from going from so many penalties to just a handful?
We got a few young guys on our team, and we also have got a lot of returners. So it's just kind of about bringing it together and, I don't know, just staying focused mentally in the game and just not letting your tiredness get to you. So, yeah.
This team wants a ring. What is it going to take from this team for the rest of the season to get there?
We're just going to have to play some great football from here on out, just every single game. So, yeah.
Maple Grove never lacks in great football. We'll send it back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Allie, and thanks to the guys down on the field as well, and thanks to all of our crew here tonight. It's Maple Grove winning at 35-7 over Wayzata. For Bill Hunstock, Allie Arlt, and all the Channel 12 crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Crimson Stadium.